In one of my recent videos, I mentioned that you don't need much gear to get started with HEMA.
If I could only buy 3 things to start HEMA, it would be a mask, sparring gloves and a feather. With just these 3 things, you can already do a good amount of practice.
Besides footwork and body structure, you can already do a number of drills with just a mask, gloves and a feather. And you also can bring real speed into them. Today I will show you 3 partner drills that work well even with minimal gear. The first drill is one of my favorite ones. And I even do it with full gear, just as much as with low gear. It's a simple parry-riposte exercise. One fencer starts with an attack and the other parries and throws the riposte. As this happens, one person steps back and the other steps forward. This way you don't just learn to defend and attack, you also learn to stay in motion while doing it. If you want to focus only on the strikes first, you can run the drill entirely without footwork. What matters here is that you try to strike directly to the opening and force your opponent to do even larger defensive motions so that the counter actions of your opponent starts to get slower and slower. If that starts to feel easy, you can extend the drill with feints. Instead of direct ripostes, you throw a feint first and only then strike. The other person, however, is allowed to strike into the feint if they read it. That makes sure that the person throwing the feint executes it in a way that doesn't get them hit, and that they perform an abziehen afterwards. This drill also works well as a warm-up before sparring, because it trains 2 important skills: reaction and decision making. Paired with simple strikes, that is a solid base for later sparring in full gear. I've already showed the second drill in another video. It works just well without any gear. Here you train 3 things: closing the distance in a controlled way, responding to your opponent's reaction instead of attacking blindly, and withdraw without exposing yourself. The sequence goes like this. I begin with a strike to the hand, combined with a stab to bridge the distance and get into range. The hands are the nearest available targets, so this is a low risk way to enter. After that, I wait for the counter strike instead of simply continue the attack. When the counter comes, I parry the riposte to a low opening. My partner reacts again and I parry a second time. To withdraw, I strike to the leg and only then I do step out of distance. Throughout this, my partner attacks the nearest opening I present, but stays in range the whole time. He neither chases me nor backs away. That keeps the exchange realistic. The point of the structure is that I stay covered at every phase, when entering, during the exchange and when leaving. In the final drill, we practice the quick switch between moving back and moving forward, using the Nachreisen. The classic Nachreisen works like this. When my opponent is striking to my hands, I dodge the attack and strike directly to the opening he creates. The drill runs both ways. One person extends their hands and the other tries to land a hand snipe. The goal is then to pull the hands back without getting hit and to land a hit to the head with a Nachreisen. Both training partners pursue different goals here. One is trying to land the hand snipe and cover themselves from the Nachreisen, and the other one is trying to get their hands out of the way and then perform a Nachreisen. That way both of you actively learn to attack, to defend and to protect yourself on the withdraw. One more thing I want to add. Low gear exercises always have to be run in a way that both training partners feel comfortable with it. It's never about winning the drill or making it especially hard for the other person. Focus mainly on the movement. Landing the hit is really secondary here. Don't get frustrated if you don't always hit, and ask your training partner what you can do better. So even with minimal gear you can train productively, and it carries over 1-to-1 to the training in full kit.